All right. This message is for the men out there, particularly the young men. I'm noticing something in my friend group and really throughout my entire life that men have a hard time, especially today, dealing with tragedy. When tragedy happens in your life, you might be asking yourself, why the hell does this guy feel like he has anything to offer? Well, I'm 36 years old. I fought in 2 wars. I lost both my parents, took over my dad's business with my sister, managed to put together an amazing career at Amazon, went through a really terrible breakup with my ex-fiance, and have managed to come out on top every single time. And for the past 18 years, every single year of my life has been better than the last year. And I'm standing here mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially healthy, going through a life that most people can't fathom. And I'll tell you how. And it has to deal with how you deal with tragedy. And it's not the way I deal with it, it's the way men have to deal with it. And the truth is, tragedy is going to happen in your life. You're going to pick the wrong woman, you're going to get denied promotion, you're going to get fired, you're going to get lied to, your friends are going to betray you. This stuff happens, right? Your parents are going to die, hopefully. The alternative is that they bury you, and you don't want that for them. So you're going to have to deal with tragedy at some point. So you're dealing with tragedy. And you have to think about your life as a painting. And you're the artist. And you have some semblance of what you want the final product to look like. And so you go about painting your picture. And along the way, you make a mistake. You pick the wrong woman, relationship goes south. You pick the wrong career, you have to change it. You get denied a promotion, there's a close death in a family, you lose a friend, right? Well, that mistake is now indelibly on that painting. There's nothing you can do. It's in paint, you can't erase it, it's not a pencil, it's just there, right? A lot of men will sit around and ask themselves, when am I going to feel better? When is this going to go away? But it's not. It's there. You put it there. Even if there was a negative circumstance, even if somebody else did it to you, you brought that person into your life, even if you were tricked, right? It doesn't change the fact that it's there. So, all right, well, if it's there and it's always going to be there and I'm always going to have these feelings, what do I do? Well, if you ask any artist, they work with the mistake. They add to it, right? You expand your canvas. You keep dipping your paintbrush in the paint and you keep going back to the canvas. And eventually, some way or another, it works out. See, people think that they're going to take pain away, right? Whether it's some awful shit they saw in Iraq or Afghanistan, or it's getting cheated on or losing the love of their life or whatever. But you're never going to take that away. That's just not the way that it works. What you can do is add so much good in your life. Expand your canvas. Keep dipping your paintbrush into the paint until that little piece of pain or trauma or whatever you want to call it is now part of the art. And then everything gets so big and the canvas you're working with becomes so expansive that you don't notice it. That's it. That's all you can do. See, men want to wait for the pain to go away before they move forward. But that's not the way that it works. The term nostalgia is actually rooted in Greek, right? And it literally means the pain from an old wound. So this concept goes back thousands of years. That pain's never going to go away, ever. When you think about that, you'll feel that pain. But when you don't add to your canvas and you stop right there and you refuse to move forward, then that pain is still a significant piece of your picture. You have to add to it. You have to move forward because you think about your life. Well, right now your life is all that pain. And of course it's going to keep being that pain because you're not adding anything to it. You keep sitting around, moping around, sitting in your house, looking at your Instagram, right? Like not going for a new job, not going for a new girl, not moving on. And when you do that, that pain is still a significant portion of what you experience every day. But that's not life. Life isn't that pain. Life is the 6 inches in front of your face. Life is the girl at the bar who just winked at you, but you didn't meet her because you're sitting at home feeling sorry for yourself. Life is the job offer that you got after you crushed that project. But you didn't get that opportunity because you didn't crush that project, because you were too busy pissed off and moping around because you think your boss doesn't like you. So if you don't ever grow, if you don't ever add to your painting, if you don't ever get out there, then that pain is you're gonna sit around and it's gonna stay there and hurt you and be a significant portion of who you are. But if you keep adding, if you keep going out and getting after it and making every day work for you, eventually it's gonna be a tiny fraction of who you are. It'll always be a piece of who you are. It'll always be a lesson that you learn. It'll always be a fold in the person that you are. But eventually, like a painting, even the mistakes become beautiful and they become part of the art, and it adds depth and richness to your character and who you are. And one day you'll be thankful for your trauma. I am. I really am. My trauma made me the man that I am today. It made me tough. And it makes me know that no matter what happens to me, I've already lived the worst day of my life. I'm not worried about the future. I'm going to get back out there and get back on it. So deal with it however you want. But I suggest you go out, you go to the bar, you go on the date, you buy the motorcycle, you do whatever it is you got to do. But do not sit there and stew on it. That's my message. Hope y'all hear it.